Up next on the Regional Roundup, we'll hear from New Jersey Commissioner of Environmental Protection Sean LaTourette about new rules that will require diesel trucks to transition toward more environmentally friendly electric vehicles. Also, Marcus Sibley of the New Jersey NAACP talks about the continuing impact of fossil-fueled vehicles on predominantly black neighborhoods in the Garden State. Stay with us on the Regional Roundup. You're listening to the Regional Roundup on WHYY in Philadelphia. I'm Mary Cummings Jordan. Imagine passing an 18-wheeler on the Jersey Turnpike, and instead of experiencing the noise and fumes of a powerful diesel engine, there's relative quiet and nothing but the rush of clean air. It's a vision which the state wants to make reality. Officials say medium and heavy-duty trucks and buses make up only 4% of all vehicles on the road, but they emit nearly 25% of the greenhouse gases coming from the transportation sector. And poor communities of color located near ports, airports, and bus depots historically have borne the brunt of this pollution. So New Jersey has adopted what are called the Advanced Clean Truck Rules, modeled after a California program. The rules essentially ask manufacturers of big trucks to increase the number of electric vehicles sold in the state through a credit deficit program. How does the program work? What will it take to put the necessary charging infrastructure in place? And when will communities historically burdened by truck pollution experience relief? So at this point, let's bring Marcus Sibley into the conversation. He is Environmental and Climate Justice Chair for the New Jersey chapter of the NAACP. Good to have you with us, Marcus.
Good morning. Thanks so much.
As you told our producer, Paige Murray Bessler, you were born in Newark and lived throughout Essex County. There's the Port of Newark, the airport, rail traffic, tons of transportation activity, and neighborhoods and homes and families. So tell us, if you could, about the experience of people who live near all the truck traffic.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Sure.
It's important that we have these opportunities to share this information because, unfortunately, environmental justice is a big topic right now, but like with every bubble, it could burst very soon. So we're excited to share this information because when you grow up in these environments and you have all these different determinants impacting your health, you don't have a fair chance. You don't have an opportunity to, as they say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps because every day the air that you breathe, the water that you drink, the food that you eat that's grown in contaminated soil is impacting your opportunities to grow and to flourish. So the unfortunate reality is, just like Newark, many other urban environments all across our state and across our country are dealing with these impacts of pollution that are preventable. So this is why we're excited about these steps that the governor's office and the DEP are taking. Like, we understand they're steps. They're not complete solutions, but they're steps heading into the right direction because you can't erase hundreds of years of white supremacy and racist policies with one or two acts.
Marcus,
if we keep continuing this, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. And thank you for the information. What is the person who is living in a neighborhood experiencing in terms of negative environmental benefits? Is it noise? Is it fumes? Is it air quality? Is it an increase in asthma? As somebody who's lived, in an area like this, I'm just curious to know what the experience is.
Well, unfortunately, it's all of the above. It's noise, it's asthma, it's cancer, it's all types of respiratory issues that have now contributed to COVID-19 deaths. It is a culmination of everything that is coming out, that is being emitted from these facilities, that is coming from traffic pollution, it's noise pollution. And unfortunately, these communities don't have a voice or don't have enough political power or cachet in order to stop these projects. So the question I always have to ask is, why aren't other communities having these problems? Why is it a Newark and a Camden and all these other places have an influx and multiple polluting facilities and multiple highways and byways so that there can be so much traffic? Why aren't all these other communities have it? And the answer, if you're brave enough to say it, is usually white supremacy and racism.
Yeah. And you have, it sounds as if you feel you have found support in the Murphy administration in moving toward resolving some of these issues.
Oh, absolutely. We're absolutely honored to work with Commissioner LaTourette and the governor's office The reality is you can't always get what you want, but you have to maintain great relationships so you can advocate for the things that you need. And we've been able to have a great relationship with the governor's office as well as Commissioner LaTourette and all the other DEP staff. And they've been receptive to feedback. We're in constant communication, pushing the line, trying to get us to a place where we understand that clean air is a right. It's a right. Just like any other right, it's a right to have clean air.
Marcus Sibley, the rules are in place, but realistically, it will take years to swap out, diesel trucks for in large part for zero-emission vehicles. How do you maintain a sense of hope in affected communities?
I mean, again, it's baby steps. It's understanding that it's not going to happen overnight, but you have to have the courage. You have the foresight to say, we're going to make these steps in 2022 for something that may not pay out until 2060 or 2050. But if you only look at how big the task is, you'll never get anything done. So we have to take these baby steps. And we think the ACT rule is a really good baby step. There are other things that are coming down the pipeline that are really good steps, but it's being committed to fighting these historic wrongs. We know that things have been wrong, things have been done incorrectly, things have been done unfairly, and now we're trying to find equitable solutions to these long-standing problems. So I think that these small steps are really, really good and really beneficial.
Marcus, do you think a greener economy will translate into jobs for communities seeking environmental justice?
If people are committed to being specific about the language. There's been many times when people have proposed things, but there hasn't been any specificity, so people get exploited on top of being exploited. But I believe if we continue to push the line about being very explicit about and specific about what communities, I'm not afraid to say Black people have been harmed, Black people should be trained, Black people should have equitable jobs. I'm not afraid to say that. More people need to be very honest and upfront about the Black and brown community, disproportionate effects of the pollution. Now there needs to be increased specificity in the language so that these communities can get the jobs and get the training and get the life-altering careers that can change communities forever.
All right, Marcus Sibley, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a great new year.
Oh, you too. Marcus Sibley is Environmental and Climate Justice Chair for the New Jersey chapter of the NAACP.